Welcome to Love and Money, a summer school business management podcast presented by me, Brandy M. Love. Who am I and what does this have to do with money? Again, my name is Brandy M. Love. I'm the love in Love and Money. Money, we're going to be discussing school business management, school budgets, things that are related to and impact the school budget. Why? I'm currently enrolled at the University of Memphis as a grad student. One of my courses is School Business Management under the direction of the illustrious Dr. Derek Robinson. This podcast will serve as a classroom companion to my course, School Business Management. So let's jump into it. Tonight's topic is Introduction to PAR. PAR is Participatory Action Research. Why did I select the topic that I selected? I chose to do a research project for a previous class. That topic for that research project was Mastering the Master Schedule. Why did I select it and what does it have to do with budgets? How is this topic related to school business management or the business of schools? And that's what I'm going to stick with, the business of schools. The master schedule touches on teacher collaboration, testing, professional development, and student absenteeism. And that emphasis later translates into dollars. And I'll touch a little bit more on this subject toward the end. Now, my research, how did I get to it? For the course of my methodology, I did use survey data, focus groups, and in-person interviews. Who were my participants? Students, educators, and administrators. They identified themselves as 16% Caucasian American, 12% Hispanic American, 68% African American, and 4% Asian American. Procedures, just to give you an example of some of the survey questions that we utilize and some of the things that we asked. For example, asking students what would their dream student schedule course load look like? Or how long did you feel a class should be? But mind you, these questions weren't just only asked of students, they were asked of teachers as well. Again, students in seats, being engaged, being productive, highly effective teachers. This all affects our bottom line. Now, my PAR project, again, attempted to look at the overall student success and maximum educator productivity based on that school's master schedule. Just to give you an example of some of the research questions I asked, and this is a question that was asked of both high school students and teachers. For example, what time do you believe high school students should start school? Please list your top 3 choices. Having the students and the teachers list those times themselves versus a pre-selection and they just select one, or which classes should be offered during first period. Again, you may ask why. Why do I ask this and how is this related to the school budget? Well, remember, student absenteeism. If students aren't at school, how are we being productive? Without students in seats, that majorly affects a school's bottom line. Just some of the results that we got back. One of the first patterns that we noted is that teachers and students alike agree that high school students should not start school before 8 a.m. Proven research has shown that once students reach puberty, starting school at 7 a.m. is way too early. However, having high school students to start around 8, 8:15, 8:30, and even the student and teachers have also agreed that starting as late as 9 is too late. But starting at 7 is too early, something that should really be considered. Again, budget impacting our dollars. If students aren't coming to school on time, if students are late, if students are missing first period, we have an issue. Again, showing you some of the results. One of the things that came up interesting enough, again, was several students felt that the actual time that certain classes appear on their schedule cause a problem. For example, students say they would like to welcome electives such as art or ACT as first period versus taking a math, a science, and English, or say US history. Again, just another example, but the key point here, the student voice is heard and the teacher voice is heard. When the teacher voice is recognized, when the student voice is recognized, they take ownership in what is happening. Therefore, they're going to take ownership. Having that impact, having that voice on our master schedule, they take ownership in our school, which now also, again, further engages our students and encourages our teachers to be more productive. Now, how is this topic related to school business management or the business of schools? Let's go back. Like I said, I will dig a little deeper. I told you that earlier. So let's look at that now. Teacher collaboration. Under mastering the master schedule, one of the things that will be highly implemented will be to ensure that teachers of a core subject under a specific department would have collaborative planning periods. In other words, the entire English department, for example, may all be off on first period. Why? Number one, this time is included in the school day, which also tells the teacher that their time is valued. Because we're collaborating during the school day at the school, we would also create what's known as data rooms for our core subjects. That data room allows all of our teachers to plan together during their collective planning time. As students take assessments, all of the teachers are here to monitor and look at the data. So we're constantly looking at student data, and that data directs our learning. So for example, if we've taken a quiz on Friday and 5 kids out of 12 miss question number 7, but question number 7 is tied to standard number 2, that directs our learning and we know what we need to go back and reteach. If you're looking at it in big picture wise, and this data room starts in August and we continue to take this data room all the way through, we get to monitor our students and see where are they in August, where are they in December, where are they in March, where are they in May. Again, teacher collaboration, creating extremely highly effective, productive teachers pouring into our school. Well, what does that do? High teacher input means high student output. High student output means more funding for our schools. Let's go forward. Testing. During that master schedule, it targets student data. Why? We've structured classes around the times that students have also given their input about. Also, the same target looking at teachers have given their input about. Not only that, we're looking at our data based on where our students are at that exact moment. And the data is continuous. We have those collaborative planning periods. Therefore, as we move from August, October to December to January to March to May, we know exactly where our students are going and we can target differentiated instruction. So that student that may have been, say, basic in August, if we're doing what we're supposed to do and planning collaboratively, working together, and honestly getting the full impact of our master schedule, we should see the results of that during testing. It allows for ease of concentrated differentiated instruction. And remember, when our school does well, when our students do well, that also increases our opportunity for funding under the gaze of rewards, under school recognition. We can get also possibly bring in more donors. So again, this impacts our budget highly. But more so than that, it also, again, reinforces that extra encouragement and extra effort and high productivity by our teachers. Professional development. One of the things about that data room and being able to have teachers plan collaboratively during the school day, it allows for teacher-informed professional development for the entire department. In other words, because we work together, because we plan together, because we're in this data room together, then we can see for ourselves, hey, I may need to increase my skills in this particular area. So we have an opportunity for teacher-informed professional development versus just professional development being possibly pulled in by the admin team. Now, that's not to disregard things that are district mandated, not at all, but also just having that extra incentive and extra input to make sure that the professional development actually fits the department. But not only that, It also helps direct the funding for individualized professional development. We don't want to waste our professional development dollars and we want to get the biggest bang for our buck. So again, mastering that master schedule to have that high impact. And lastly, student absenteeism. With student input on the rise and the students know that their voices are being heard, it totally impacts that student's inputs, effort, and constant output. It encourages the student to want to engage themselves even more. Why? Because they know now my voice was heard and I'm a part of the reason this system is operating in the manner in which it operates. The second part of that, class structure. Again, that student voice being heard. So instead of you enrolling me in Algebra 1 first period, because I live extremely far from the school, I'm now enrolled in Algebra 2. Again, so now I know you care, you're concerned. That also, in turn, again, encourages me and makes me want to do and give my absolute best for the school. Again, impacting our bottom dollars, decreasing student absenteeism, decreasing student tardies, impacting our school budget. So again, the major budget impact, mastering the master schedule creates a better structure for professional development dollars. And it also, that student structure embedded in the master schedule, it targets, directs, and monitors student learning, which in turn yields better test scores, which in turn yields better students. Why? Because they've been engaged, they are involved, and now this is not just the school they go to, but this is now our school. We hope you enjoyed this brief podcast. See you next week. Tune in here. Same time, same channel.